So there's another story on the other side of the aisle. Keep in mind here, I envision Citizen Pete as a unbiased show, right? This is a setup to not just attack Republicans or just attack Democrats. This is a setup to look at both sides of the aisle and see what's actually going on in politics and try to, cut through all the bullshit, right? And so while Trump's positive test for COVID-19 was obviously dominating headlines, one thing that you might have missed, one bombshell, came from North Carolina. And that was when the Democratic challenger for the Senate seat in North Carolina announced, just hours after Republican Senator Tom Tillis, the incumbent, announced that he had COVID-19, Cal Cunningham announced that he had sent some sexually suggestive messages to a woman who was not his wife. Come on, man. This is just like, you could not have picked a worse time to do some dumb stuff. And I'm going to pull up the text messages for you right here, see if I can zoom in on this, show you what they said. There is a lot of stuff like, would make my get the other side there. Would make my day to roll over and kiss you now. There's also liking like a kiss back and saying that this other woman is historically sexy. There's another thing where he's talking about wanting to spend a night with her. Right? I mean, this is just incredibly stupid. We are less than 30 days before the election. And this Senate seat's important. Right? I mean, this is a huge screw up. And Democrats know this Senate seat is important. They have actually spent more money on this Senate race over the last 3 months than I think they ever have on any Senate race at all. Right? They spent a record $28 million in the last 3 months. And that should show you how important this race actually is to them, right? They think that this race is pivotal to taking back the Senate in November. And polls have shown it's been very tight race between the two, with Cunningham having a narrow lead in everything, right? He's been leading the polls and has, I think his lead has actually grown as, the Trump administration has been dragging other Senate polls down. But this could change things. While Tom Tillis is sidelined because he has the coronavirus, now Cal Cunningham is essentially doing the same thing. He backed out of a town hall as those cheating allegations surfaced. And, that's just this is just so dumb. For Democrats, they needed 3 seats to pick up the majority in the Senate. And potentially, and so look, the big picture here is that they don't really need North Carolina to do that. And the way the polls are looking is that they could possibly lose North Carolina and still, get back the Senate. Things are looking good in Arizona. In Maine, Susan Collins isn't looking so good. So there's, and in Alaska, Murkowski, I believe that she's underwater in the polls as well. And so North Carolina is not a must-win state for Democrats. But to spend all this money and to potentially lose the state over something so stupid is, it's just, it just kind of shows sometimes Democrats, they find ways to lose elections. And they've found a lot of dumb ways to lose elections throughout the years. But this has definitely got to be pretty high on the top 10.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching Citizen Pete. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, click that little subscribe button, maybe the like button, and hey, maybe just leave a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. What do you think about all the politics, the news, and all the stuff that's going on in our country?